Hey, what's up guys, Stefan here. So, great news. Reason Studios has just dropped Reason 11.2, a new update introducing MIDI Out to the Reason rack, as well as a new player called Beat Map. They sent the update to me a little early so I could take it for a spin and show you guys the new tools in action. So in true Stefan fashion, I'm going to take these new tools and make a beat. Redrum, my old friend. I almost solely used the redrum for programming drums in my first few years of beat making, so it's really nice to come back to it. And with the introduction of MIDI Out, this means I can once again use it, but now inside of Logic Pro 10. I've created a simple kit with just 3 samples, a kick, snare, and a hi-hat, and let's see what we can come up with these tools inside of the redrum. I'm just going to increase the velocities here so it hits harder. And for our hi-hats, let's alternate the velocities, one hard and then soft and so on and so forth, to give ourselves a little bit more of a groove. And once we're done, this is the magic now of MIDI Out. We can just click here and drag this little icon into Logic's range window, and just like that we have our MIDI inside of Logic Pro 10. I love the approach of a step sequencer. It's a great way to program drums, as you can loop and experiment without committing to anything, which is cool. You can try different variations, different patterns, and see what works before even laying anything down. Let's create one more pattern, just a hi-hat this time, and then drag that in also. I've done this on a second pattern as I'm using a different resolution here, but then inside of Logic we can then merge the 2 regions together, and Bob's your uncle. We can turn off our redrum and then continue any work inside of Logic's piano roll, if we so choose. The redrum, however, is not the only device that benefits from MIDI Out. We can now use the players to produce chord progressions and arpeggios with synths and sample libraries outside of the Reason rack. Here's a synth I made earlier using UA's Diva. And this time, the Reason rack is not an instrument. The Reason rack is now a MIDI effect. And I've set up the scales and chords player. The scales and chords player automatically loads in this new MIDI Out device, which in turn sends the MIDI back out to our synth, which we can record into Logic Pro 10. If you can visualize it, it's the same setup as if it were just in the Reason rack. We have our player above our instrument, so the signal flows down as it does in all other instances. The MIDI data is feeding into our instrument and then out of our instrument into Logic Pro 10. This, of course, is not just limited to the scales and chords player, but works with other players too, including Beat Map, Reason's latest player. Beat Map uses algorithms to create drum patterns. Yeah, crazy stuff. And this works with any device, be it the redrum, Kong, Oomph, or even a third-party VST like Battery 4. I've linked a video where you can learn more about it down in the description below. However, seeing as I already had some drums programmed, I thought it would be interesting to see what would happen if I placed the beat map on this Dr. Rex and allowed it to create something new with this loop. So I spent quite a bit of time here just tinkering and trying different combinations to see what it would come up with. And I finally settled on this. So that's the foundation of the beat. Let's quickly add a few new elements to flesh it out. An analog bass for the chorus. A square lead to complement the bass. Simplifying the bass in the verse. Laying more chords on top with a touch of modulation. Cool, so that's a great start to a track, and I'm definitely going to finish that later. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about this latest update down in the comment section. And if you want to learn more about Recent 11, you can do so via the link in the description below. I've been Stefan, and as always, happy beat making.